John.
Hi.
Thank you, first of all, so much for coming.
Oh my God, thanks.
I wanted to ask you how much.
Best bottled water.
I was curious to know how much direction did you, or how much of a role did you play in the editing of the film?
Great question.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
No one's asked this yet. Not only in this room, but ever. Editing was directing. That was it. I mean, to me, if it could say cheer led by John Krasinski and then co-edited by John Krasinski, that would be probably more the truth. I mean, my job, I think, on set was keeping everybody interested in the material, keeping them psyched up. But then in the edit, we went through, oh Lord, a whole lot of different stuff. I had actually had much more of a linear story, and a lot of great directors that I talked to who were very kind to help me out gave me a bit of advice that I thought sounded kind of existential and weird, and they said that the movie knows what it wants to be. You gotta let the movie be what it wants to be. And I was like, man, whatever you're smoking, because that sounds great. And then you go and you do this edit where it's completely linear, and Sarah was such a huge part of the story, and she was explaining how she was feeling and all these different things. And the movie just kept, I mean, when I say fall apart, it like fell apart, and there were major moments in the movie where you could just feel the movie crumbling into oblivion. And I just thought that that was kind of cool. I was like, wow, that's so amazing. This isn't the way to do it. And then I'd freak out for 2 weeks about how to do it. We went through about 3 different editors only because it took so long to edit. I wouldn't release it until it felt like, the book actually is what I finally came down to. Is when I was writing, when we were shooting, all I kept thinking was state of the book, state of the book. He did it right, and you know, they say about the best writing, they say it about Shakespeare, and they say it about a lot of other people, that if someone writes a great script or a great play or a great book, all the information you need is in that book, so don't turn away from it. So I just kept trying to go back to it. And when it started to feel like this, we literally threw the movie in the air and let it all fall down into pieces, and then started moving the pieces around. And then the more sort of disjointed it felt, the more real it felt, and the more emotional of an impact it started to have, rather than when you told people how to feel. When you let people feel something is when it really started to come alive, and so that was really exciting.
And can you explain the reason behind the quote selection?
Yes. The quote selection at the end was just an incredible line that I had been thinking of, and obviously very poignant. I did choose the line after he had passed away. I didn't choose it because he had passed away, because I never wanted this to be thought of as an in memoriam movie, because it's not. We had made it, and we're proudly making it for him when he was with us. And so that line to me is completely representative of how I feel about the work. I think that, not to get overly existential, but my view of the world that changed so drastically as a junior in college was the idea that you can take everything in, make the choices yourself. And yes, this idea of that the quote's talking about, the truth will set you free. I think once you realize what truth really is, and I think that's what we all forget. And I think the truth really, to me, means confronting everything about yourself. So the only truth you can ever know in your life is the truth about yourself. Only you know when you're lying. Only you know when you're telling the truth. Only you know if you're really holding a flag for something, and only you know if you've put it down. So once you confront everything inside yourself, you can go out and change things around you. And I think that applies to everything. Political, you know, if you want to talk about, we don't need to get into political discussion, but anything that's going on in the world right now, when we ask about different countries' feelings on different things, I'd love to know what our stand on those things are first, and then maybe we can go out and change things around.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.